Hi, so my name is Vonna and I'm your new Friday. So I know today's topic is coming out, but I also was recommended that I start off with something about me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about me so you guys are a little bit more familiar, and then I will talk about how I came out of the flaming closet. So things to know about me. I'm 17. I'm going into my junior... Why did I say that? It's the end of the summer. I'm going into my senior year of high school, and it's going to be very, very busy. I have 5 classes, 3 at my school and 2 at the college, and I'm also planning our graduation, and I have many things to do, but it will be worth it when I get the hell out of high school. So, let's see. I wrote note cards because last time I tried to make a video, it was a little bit too scattered, which is kind of how I talk, but I mean, if I'm gonna make a video, it kind of needs to flow instead of, be like all crashing waves. I have 2 blood sisters. My sister Cadence is 3 and almost 3 and a half. And then my other sister Gabriella is a month old. I haven't gotten to meet her yet. It's been a little bit hectic. She was 2 months premature. Long story short, she got out of the preemie unit like a month before we expected, and it's just been hectic since then, so I haven't gotten the chance to meet her. I have 2 step-siblings. My dad started dating or talking to whatever my stepmother probably when I was in 5th grade, but I didn't meet my step-siblings until I was in 6th grade. And Morgan is a few months younger than me, so she's in the grade below me, and then Christian is 2 years older than me. Is he 2 years older than me? He goes to college. He's a biology major, so they're really cool. It's a lot to get used to. I've been an only child for a very long time. I'm looking into colleges. I had a plan centered around someone else to do a year of JC after high school and then go to San Francisco State. And then my mom convinced me to do nursing, so I was going to do nursing at San Francisco State. And now I've realized that I might want to open up my options, so I'm looking into other UCs and other California schools, as well as schools in Arizona, Oregon, New York, more major central locations, just so when I have to, if I get accepted into the colleges I want, I have a broader range to choose from. At my mother's house, I have 1 cat, 2 dwarf hamsters, and a fish. At my dad's, we have 6 dogs at the house and 1 at the kennel. My dad, I don't know why they have all those dogs. I think it's just, I don't know. It's way too many dogs for that little house, but I am what you could qualify as short. I am not legally a little person. Let's see. That's right. No, can you tell? But, whoops. I could have broken that. Oops. I am 4'11", so I'm almost 5 foot, but I didn't quite make the mark. That's okay, because, it's not that big of a deal. I can be sarcastic. When first meeting me, I can come up a little bit shy. It just takes me a little bit while to get used to people and, kind of get out of my head. My favorite books, I'm finishing One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which was one of those books which, is kind of a common theme in the books that I like, I think, is you kind of have to read through it and get through a certain part of it to get to, the good content. That's the same with one of my other favorite books, Middlesex. I also like Brave New World and Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. I've read those books a lot of times. My 4th copy, my Goblet of Fire, broke in half because I read it too many times. I'm also reading Doors to Perception. My favorite movies are Step Brothers, Party Monster, any Guillermo del Toro movie except for his new one, or his newish one, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I love the way he directed it, but, I mean, the story was stupid. And I was kind of a little bit upset with him, considering he did Pan's Labyrinth and The Orphanage and Julia's Eyes, and those were amazing movies. I loved them. Everything is Illuminated is a favorite book and a favorite movie. And Team America. If you ever want to play like a smoking or a drinking game and laugh your ass off, use Team America. It's the best thing ever. Okay, it's not the best thing ever, but it was fun. Let's see, what else is there to know about me? I am very excited for the end of September. Dexter's coming back. And last season, of course, they left us with a cliffhanger, and now we get to see what happens, which is very exciting for me. Okay, so coming out of the closet. So let's see about this. So, I went to Catholic school from preschool to 5th grade, and at that point in time, you know, I was young, so I wasn't really thinking about like sexuality or anything like that. Like, I guess I had crushes on boys, and you know, I was a little bit of an outcast. Catholic school was definitely not where I belonged. And so then 6th grade I went to public school, 7th grade I went to a large middle school, and I liked boys and I liked girls. I'm still friends with the first girl I liked. I actually liked her for a very long time, but that's another story. And I dated boys. So for 7th and 8th grade I was identifying as bi, and that probably had a lot to do with it was very acceptable. A lot of people were saying that. I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't feel things for girls, because I definitely did, but I didn't act on them until later. So the summer before 11th grade was when things started to get a little bit shady or gray area as far as my sexuality goes. I was saying I was straight, and then I started to like a different girl, and I said I was straight, but I liked this girl. And I dated her, and then I was kind of just straight or like not identifying, and then I started dating my last girlfriend, and I went from pan to like, you know, queer, that kind of thing, like nothing too defining, to no labels, because I just wasn't sure, to gay at the beginning of last year of 2012. By then I kind of knew. I had dated a lot of boys and I had liked them, but the love that I would have said that I would have felt for like a guy that I liked would never compare to the way I feel about women. And that's how I know. I mean, it wasn't, a lot of people have very dramatic coming out stories, you know, wrestling with themselves and stuff, but I'm fortunate enough to where I didn't really have that, because I think I knew that people would be, you know, okay with, like, my friends at least would be okay regardless of what I ended up, you know, professing. So, you know, it's been a journey. I think the worst part of it has probably been trying to figure out how to tell family members, because on both sides of my family, you know, we never particularly talked about homosexuality for different reasons. My mother's side was because one time we did, and we were talking about gay marriage, and my mom got really upset and we left because they're Catholic. So, you know, my family can be very devout in certain senses of the faith, and so being anti-marriage equality is one of those things that they follow. But it wasn't as bad as I expected. Nobody disowned me for that, so for that. I have only, like, officially come out to my cousins. Like, for everyone else, it wasn't, like, a matter of, like, actually being like, hey, I'm gay. It was more like them finding out that I dated girls, and then, you know, still dated girls, and then when we broke up and hearing how I talked about it, like, I wasn't like, oh, yeah, well, I guess now I can get a boyfriend. I was still talking about girls. My mother thought it was a phase when I told her I was dating my first girlfriend, and now, you know, she's okay with it. We I joke with her about it sometimes. I never really was too concerned about her not being okay with it. I mean, she's always been very LGBT friendly. We went to her friend Debbie, who's like this adorable little lesbian. She's very cute. But she had a party last summer for Labor Day, and there was a slip and slide and a lot of girls and Jello shots. But my mom's pretty cool, so it's been good having her through this, because even when my dad's been kind of she's a very good source. So wait, I think there's a time limit. Okay, I can do this. My dad, I never told him I was gay. I said I was dating a girl, and he reacted better than he could have, but he could have reacted better. You never really know what you're gonna get with him. He said that bisexual women, this is really rude and I don't believe it, so please no one take offense. This is just my dad, can't be in like healthy relationships because they always want what they can't have, because they like both sexes. And then he asked me when I decided this, and then he was upset that I hadn't told him earlier. So there's that. And when he met my ex-girlfriend, he wasn't particularly polite, but he was also just mad at me. So my aunt found out that I was dating girls because my mom told her, because she didn't think that she was going to react the way she did, and she was not okay with it for a while. And then eventually she just got over it, like the weirdness passed, and I think she realized that it just wasn't really worth ruining our relationship. My dad's side found out at my sister's birthday party. I brought my girlfriend at the time because she drove. We met my grandma, and I introduced them, and then we went to my sister's birthday party. And I was kind of worried my grandma, I could tell she was freaked out because they weren't expecting it, because no one in my family really was. But when she heard that I was worried that she was upset with me, she reached back out to me, and now we're fine. My mom's side found out after the fact. They had met my ex-girlfriend numerous times. I'd brought her over for dinner, but she was my friend. And when we were in a family vacation, our first family vacation, of course, in Hawaii, I had just been dumped, and I wasn't doing super awesome. And my family noticed, and my grandma was like, "What's going on?" Because they're kind of freaked out because they'd never seen me quite so not put together. And so my mom told her, which was very surprising because I used to want my grandma to know, and my mother said it was just best if maybe we didn't, because you don't have to disclose all parts of your life to your family. And that is how it's gone thus far. My mother's dad was here the other weekend. He's from the East Coast, but I didn't tell him because I see him like once a year sometimes. So it's not necessary. It's just not necessary. But yes, that is how I have come out so far out of my fabulous homo closet. So I will be here next Friday with whatever topic the lovely creators have chosen, and I'm excited to be here. Hopefully my videos will get progressively better, as you may have seen through this one. They can be a little choppy with my story flow, but I will try and work on it, I promise. Pinky promise. So have a fabulous Labor Day weekend, and be safe.